Hello there everyone and welcome back. Sadly I had to skip out on doing a match last week mainly due to family visiting for the time being, but fear not, the Ancient Predators have been busy celebrating their current win streak, or at least their undefeated streak of, we're now 11 wins, 1 draw. So things are still looking really damn good, and with the 2 matches I managed to sneak in against the Ogres, the first one of course being a forfeit, we got a lot of experience in, although I still would like to get these level 1 Sorai they're blocking at some point. We got a full roster. We even got, we got 12 players to our roster, so we got a little bit spare still. But interestingly enough, I am in the very weird predicament of having 2 skinks with strength 3. I can't remember if I left it undecided if I was going to go with the strength or actually give the Hexal block or something like that, but I ultimately decided to go with the strength here, although I will be honest, even after theory crafting and spending a little bit of time playing with the AI, I have absolutely no idea how to get the most out of these things. Since 2 skinks with strength 3 is simply put inflating my team value by 100 points by itself. Good god, Karnox here at level 3 is almost as more valuable, well, it's more valuable than even my level 3 Sorai right now, so that emphasizes on where I need to actually put these skinks to work to justify the inflated point costs that they're putting on me. Never mind the fact my fan factor is now 100 points, or at least inflating my team value by another 100 points. But I am excited about the prospect, at least they're a little more resilient, at least for covering my flanks and my weak spots. And Mastekowet, with his killing spree on Noblar, he's got his level 3 and we get to play with Break Tackle for a change, and it's going to be a little bit tricky, a little bit weird rather to explain, but simply put, I roll the dice before I actually make use of Break Tackle. And if I ever were to fail a roll normally, since I would kind of need a 5+ with my 1 agility to successfully dodge, if I ever fail, then I can choose to use my strength with the Break Tackle ability instead of my agility. And with my strength 4, that means Mastekowet can get out of any tackle zone on a 1. Well, if he rolls a 2 or higher. There is, of course, the usual penalties if I were to move into tackle zones, but this has a lot of potential once I learn to utilize it to its full potential, because like I said, it says here it can only be used once per turn, and if I can successfully dodge out without having to expend this, then this opens up possibility for me to use shortcuts or even do other sneaky shenanigans with this Break Tackle. Kind of abuse the rule a little bit. But I think ideally I'm going to relegate Mastekowet to trying to clear out himself or free himself from a tackle zone, while at the same time blitzing and maybe freeing up a second Sorai, so that way I have a little more freedom to move around the pitch. I think that's going to be the simple way to utilize it until I get more accustomed and really understand the potential Break Tackle has for me. And it's going to be another matter figuring out what the skinks are up to, but I got a whole bunch of level 2. They almost all have sidestep except for Tehexel, which was robbed of that, mainly because of his sort of good fortune of getting increased strength. It remains to be seen how useful that is, but nonetheless, we will see if the time off bites me in the ass or not, or it's just going to make my Ancient Predators that much more stronger. Let's find out. The Gold Mine Hornets. We're facing off against lower quality dwarves, and they get 200,000 petty. They get 200,000 cash for us. Now, do I honestly? Well, actually, let's see what this team actually is. Because if I were to buy anything, that will inflate their team value and their petty cash even more. So 1 stand firm. 4 guard. That's going to be annoying to try and deal with. So they got a lot of frontline muscle, but they don't have. Well, they do have 2 mighty blows. I take that back. And everything has tackle. So I'm not going to be able to evade them very well with my skinks. Hell, even this 1 runner has dodge. They have 4 dodges no less, so how many games did you play? You're finally tuning your team, aren't you? Yep, this is a very specialized type of team. I'm a little bit... I wish I hadn't checked on how many matches they played. And also, I should have checked how many rerolls and everything they have too. Look for possible weaknesses, because that gives it away. 1 reroll. I need to try and force them to burn that as quickly as possible. At least that way so that their dice rolls can fail, but every single one of these have blocks. This is as specialized a team as you can get. And they immediately get a wizard, so I gotta keep that in mind. An extra team train which they burnt, so that gives them that extra reroll. And they had a lot of extra cash to spare, so they could have got that reroll, even if I had thinned out my team value a bit. So I got my work cut out for me. This is as well-rounded as you possibly can get outside the 2 mighty blows, which can be a pain. And the guards, without a doubt, are going to be a hassle as well. And with tackle, my skinks are not going to be very reliable trying to evade them. At least that's going to be easy to remember that every single dwarf has a tackle. And I do have 3 rerolls to help in that matter too. So I set up on defense, that's fine, that's kind of what I wanted. Now let me set up my defense up properly there. Thank you. So I'm tempted to just have my block guys in front there try and take the hits as much as possible. If I were to be honest, and since we are dealing with everything with block, I can't, but they're easily gonna get 2 dice on me, and they don't have any troll slayers. That's important to note too. So they don't have dauntless. Do I stick with this or not? And I do want my strength 3 skinks to help out somehow. I might as well get some use out of them after all, since they are a 1 dice block at least when they bash one of these dwarves. And a handful of them do have dodge, I gotta remember that. I don't know if I want to stick with this or go with the vanilla Sorai though. Since they do have block. Yeah, we'll let the vanillas take the hits. And then we'll work from there. I thought maybe the extra stopping power, at least the better resilience, would have helped me mitigate this first turn a little bit better. Because as it stands now, I'm relegating myself to giving a 50-50 chance to at least knock my Sorai down, as opposed to a 1 in 3. Since the both down results I can't avoid now. But my skinks are safe. I do have 2 potential other bashers in my skinks if they hit the flanks and hit the isolated players. I'm just going to have to pay close attention to which has dodge. Actually, I did not notice any strength increases or anything like that too, so as I said, this is a finely crafted team for a very specific purpose. So I think they... Ooh, it's a good thing I didn't actually click that again. That could have ended badly. So I'm going to have to learn the game quickly. Okay, nothing exciting there, just nice weather. Ball's right next to the runner. And, oh, you also have leader as well for an extra reroll. Okay, so again, finally crafted. They send out their team value as much as they could, but with nearly 300 games, they have that convenience after all. So let's see. Oh. Gorpeg's immediately knocked out. So, Vanilla Sorai, I'm fine with that, at least, so... Good thing that was not Mastekuet. Krosa is going to get bashed, and this one does have Mighty Blow. But he stands true this time. Okay, power there. And with dodge, actually, again, oop. 2 knockouts right off the bat, wow. That was brutal. I am really thankful I did not commit to putting them up front there. I'm definitely now having to rely on my skinks for this. It goes without saying. But if I can keep them from running by, since they still are agility 2 even with their dodge, it's only the runner that could sneak past me at a decent rate. So we'll see what happens here. And I do get a bunch of 2 dice block. You do not have block, however. And where are you going to put the runner? Since your movement's kind of limited and you don't have any passing skills. So right off the bat, a third of my line, well, a little bit, yeah, two of my 6 Sorai are out, but I still have Krosa, which is going to continue to get pummeled on. But they only got 1 replacement. Okay, 2 blocks, double skulls, so burn that reroll. Sadly, that was still a POW, but it helps burn the rerolls a little bit. But it's a vast different. It's vastly different as opposed to 1 reroll from what we saw earlier. And you're just a level 1 Longbeard, so interesting you would back him up there. Now, Krosa, we have to deal with these guards a little bit. It's going to be tricky to do due to placement. But I get 1 dice there easily. I can negate your bonus, but does Krosa get up? Now, we're going to have to help him out somehow. And give ourselves a little bit extra dodge, or extra strength to boot. And with them all having tackle, my skinks are not going to be the most reliable here either. Mestequit does have break tackle, so it's just a question how to best use that. We'll use our strengths here a little bit. They have guard, but they would have to move in position. Might as well protect the skink at the same time. And we'll see if we can return the favor on these POWs. Probably not, but... And with all these guards, it is, again, a little problematic. Which is why I like the idea of using my break tackle to try and protect myself a bit. So I think... I'm just worried about being surfed over time, so... And actually... Yeah, I am worried about being surfed, so I think I'll let them try and have that opening there on the side. And sadly, I do have break tackle, but this is not the most convenient movement for me. But can Mestequit get back to his position is the main question. And let's see, these dwarves don't have very little movement as well. So if I could somehow force them to do go for it, that helps a bit. Now Mestequit, I have break tackle. I'm going to take full advantage of you here, as much as I love to abuse the mighty blow. Sadly, not as useful as I would like it to be. Now, sadly they're just going to push Krosa over here, I think, but they only get 2 blocks, and I would like to try and negate that, especially since, again, they need guard over here. So maybe I did this a little bit wrong. I'm still uncertain. Stupid me. I'm gonna let that go. Stupid me. I kind of rushed that and didn't see the dodge indicators well, since I knew they had tackle. I just know they're gonna get 2 dice block on Oratle here, and with already 2 knockouts, I'm on a bit of the back foot there. But if I can at least force a touchdown early, somehow, which means I need to put a lot of pressure on for that to really matter. And sadly, I should have done the go for it here, since they do have a window once they bash the skink. That's the only thing I dislike about this position, because Kungwa being knocked down is not a huge issue, just bad positioning on my part. And a lot of them are moving, that's fine. Just gotta somehow keep Krosa alive, which they're just gonna push him over here. So nope, interestingly enough, they're not. So the less blocks they can do, the better. And they do get the block, or the both down rather. Which stinks for trying to avoid them, in all honesty. But I gotta keep an eye on the runner, see where it's gonna go. Okay, that I can live with. Keep some of my Sorai standing. It goes a long way for keep allowing me to bash back at least, especially since you kind of walked into what is it, Axe Batil trying to get a mighty blow hit in. A stun would be nice, but knockout or anything like that is very, very unlikely. Well, it's actually what, more likely to get an injury than knockout, with that said. Since what I need, with mighty blow I need to roll a 9, 10, 11, or 12. I just need to break armor for that to really matter first. Alright, so Axe Batil can easily maneuver over here, really easily, and probably blitz at the same time. If that's really worth it, though. That's the ultimate question, if it's worth it or not. Because I get easy 2 blocks here. You're going to have to do a lot of moving on the side. And I get a nice block there and pow. To help start pushing back. So let's try this. Is there any moves I would like to do? Because actually my skinks will be alright, technically, if I can at least push them back. It's the Hexel I may leave down, depending on how this plays out. And I do have a Blitz, which, again, I would love to use on my Steklet for repositioning purposes. Sadly, that was a push. I would have loved a knockdown. But we'll just stall this out best we can. A little unfortunate. So maybe I won't blitz with you there, Mastekwa, but need to figure out... Well, you cover my flank line here pretty well. So I'm content to just leave you be. And let's see, you don't have dodge, good. So I'll leave you there. And that opens up a possible blitz over here. Only thing I don't like is I want to push you away from my Mastekwa there. At the very least. Good, that's what I like to see. Some pows to even the scales. Now I just need some injuries for that to truly matter. And with Strength 3, I would love to get to Hexel over here. But as it stands, maybe it's not needed as much. Actually, you can go there. You have sidestep. You're a little bit vulnerable, of course, because of the fact that they have tackle. So, let's sync on this. 2, 3. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, you try for one more, I guess, back. Although that doesn't do much. It says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, go for it. I can live with that to an extent. Now, I do have a reroll. We'll try and dodge. This is not going to go very well. Dodge, stunty. And I'm not going to burn the reroll. At least he's safe from harm, or at least from being bashed further. Depending on how... Well, I take that back. It depends on how these turns play out, I suppose. Since they're going to try and go over on the far right, and I'm going to have to prepare for that. Since I still have Mastekwa break tackle, and that's going to be invaluable here. Since I can't rely on my skinks to get out very effectively. And if the runner goes over here, there is possibility for me to pin him since I already have 2 Sorai. But that's the problem as well. They're just having these here to kind of make it tricky for me to maneuver. Okay, just a push. And we'll go over here and make it a little bit awkward for positioning. At least I get 2 free blocks, depending on how they position themselves. They'll really want to try and knock down Krosa again. Ideally, I think they want to try and knock him out or stun him outright with their mighty blows. But not a lot I could do about this runner just yet, and I gotta keep my fireball potential too. if I get in too tight of a clump, that could backfire, or that can hurt me a lot. Especially with a really good roll, since I've shown how the fireball technically works, it just went abysmally bad for me. And you do have dodge on that, so I was wondering how much I can use that to my advantage. Because I see an amazing opportunity here, but only if Mastekowitz stays up. Not so much anymore, I think, unless I can get a POW on this one dwarf, maybe. They get the POW on the Krosa, sadly, and just a stun, thankfully. So, they're not going to keep knocking my poor guys out. And sadly I was not pushed, which makes it awkward, but it's still only one dodge for me. So I love this potential to get up on the runner. There's some maybe that's not true. Despite how I make it sound. Let's try going for some of the safety. You did have dodge, I gotta keep in mind, so. Nope. Okay, you dodge and stand firm. It's a free block, so it did what it could there. Now, I want to knock you down, but I still will have to do a break tackle of sorts. I'm gonna stay there. Now this is what... Oh, I should not have stayed there, damn it. I squandered a good opportunity, but I can at least get on the ball carrier. I don't know... Oh, you're one dice because I go here, that's why. Okay. Yeah, because I would only have to make one Well, that's not entirely true, but... Let's blitz and see how this does. Trying to learn how to make use of my break tackle. And that's part of the reason why Gordo he should have moved up. I had break tackle to try and push up, damn it. Now it's not in my favor. Because that would be a 3+ as opposed to a 2+. So that's unfortunate. So that did not go as well as I would have liked. And even then, it would not have knocked him down, but still. That is the potential break tackle if I do it properly. Now, I do have sidestep and I do have strength 3. So we're going to try and make this awkward for them. Although I have no one standing here is the problem. Unless Tehexel can get out, that would be the catch, which I might be willing to burn a reroll for this. Because you can't really go that far just yet, but I want to make sure you stay back some. So I'm going to chance it again. Since it's still a 1 in 3 chance, it's still decently in my favor. And this time I am going to burn the reroll. Sadly, it was not meant to be, wow. So my dodge rolls aren't going well to here. And there is a bit of a blind spot for this runner, alas. But they don't quite get the cage they want if they're going to do a solid cage around. So there is that, but there's a nice open window for him to kind of run on through. I'm just bitter that I did that a little bit wrong, because that probably would have been the roll I would have considered re-rolling. I would have needed to... It would have still been a 1 in 6 chance, though. I would need specifically a POW for that to really matter. For that to really work. So a stun. And that was that a mighty blow hit? No, it wasn't. And they only have the one other mighty blow right here. So are you going to burn the blitz to try and get a window here? Is the big question. Well, you could try and dodge if you like. And if the foul fails, that ends your turn immediately. Especially if only like 2 dwarfs to kind of assist. Well, actually, it's only 1 dwarf. The icon would represent these 2 dwarfs are assisting, which is not true. Now, again, I have break tackle, but Mistekowit's out for a turn, so that doesn't help me a lot. So they do have tackle. This is going to hurt. And where do I honestly expect... Well, that may have been a terrible idea going upward, but... I don't like the idea of this runner trying to sprint through the middle. Is my thought there. And if Krosa could somehow get on the runner, that at least makes it a lot more difficult for him to dodge out. Unless they want to burn... They would have to burn a blitz, that is. Unless the runner is willing to actually throw, since they're technically not stunty, they still would get normal passing rolls. They just have the poor agility and not complement it the best. Now, where's this runner going to go, since you're kind of limited on where you can go that I can't really punish? I do have Strength 3 skinks. So I can easily negate these assists here, unless these have guard, which I'm not seeing guard. So there is possibility for my skink to do something about this. Unless they go for it, in which case I could just go here. My opponent... This is an awkward position for him, but how the hell do I make the most of it? Is the question of the day. Well, Krosa can go here relatively well. And I would seriously consider blitzing, since that seems like it would be beneficial if he just pushes them back. Got the POW here. It's definitely an awkward layout for me, it goes without saying. Gonna have to try and bash these guys a bit, don't have much choice in the matter. And you do have dodge. The blodge is real, and it makes it really difficult for me to knock him down. So that negates their assist there. Can't really... Only one direction I can really go, and that's like right here to push him up into the skink maybe. And ideally into Krosa as well. That's, I think, is the best I could ask for. It's a 1 dice block. It's the only downside there. Now, before I do that, let's at least try this 2 dice and hope it doesn't burn a reroll. It's only a push, alas, but... I should follow up to keep them from trying to run, since I don't have much other alternative. But I do get a 1 dice block here, and I want, realistically, a push into Krosa. It's a bit risky, but I got the push. Obviously, I would have loved a knockdown. But that's probably the best I could do there. A really damn awkward layout for me still. And this is probably where the lightning bolt, maybe the fireball will kick in to try and deal Krosa, since now you basically have agility 2, which is still a 50-50 chance to dodge out, with a reroll no less. And they can, well, on a go for it, they can touchdown. Let's keep that in mind. But this would give me what I want, but with all the tackle they have, it's not like I can quickly get a touchdown on my half. Or at least during... No, well, not my half, I mean, I can't with the remaining turns I have. But at least this is adequate pressure on them that I can be kind of happy with. Are they... Well, it depends heavily on how the dice rolls fare, I suppose, but... Are you going to try and go for a touchdown or not? Okay. Tehexel, is it? Yeah, Tehexel's still standing, so burnt the one guard's assist. Sadly, it's not going to be as well. Yeah, maybe this was not. Ooh, sidestep. It's a good thing, too. I was worried they were just going to push him out, but no. That keeps him next to Krosa, at least. So you still have Prehensile Tail, but you do have... Well, it's Strength 5, and you only get one guard, which is not enough to get a 2-dice block on Krosa. I'm sorry to say. Ooh, sidestep was so nice there, because my opponent was trying to push me into the ball carrier, freeing him from the tackle zone. So I am so thankful to have sidestep there. I didn't really think much about it, in all seriousness, but... And that was a push, so... And that does negate a lot of the assists, and that was only a push, yeah. So, thankfully, that assists this tackle zone here. It makes it a little bit even more difficult for them to try and get out. If they don't get deal with Krosa. Which they do have block, they can reasonably try and knock him down, or at least push him. Yeah. They had a reasonable and at least a safe chance. But now you can... Well, you would have to dodge. You could dodge, but... Are you going to do it? Is what I'm honestly curious about. What are you going to do? Don't know if you want to do that there. You're inviting a nice attack here. Sadly, Mestekowit's in an awful spot to try and use his break tackle, but he does have break tackle nonetheless. So again, I do have blitz. I can negate some dodges here. Just not the most promising prospect still. So we'll let that go. Not a lot I can do. It is, after all, 1 in 6 chance to actually knock him down. So I'm restricted what I can do there. You have blocks, so you're worth trying. Now, what would I like to do? Just 2-dice block on you and just... Yeah, 2-dice block blitz, but... I need to be able to deny all these assists. It's the problem. Which I can't really do without doing some blocks. Because I can't block both these, but... And I get the 1-dice block there, which doesn't help me, because, yeah, you're kind of denying that. I could blitz with Krosa, but that don't help a whole lot either. But I do have a reroll still to get that 1-dice block. And in truth, all I need is just to negate some of these blocks. Which I can easily do jumping up here if I were to be serious. It's an awkward predicament, it goes without saying. There is a chance to attack it, though. Yeah, let's go with the 1-dice block here, I guess. I was hoping for a 2-dice, but... That's unfortunate. Just the awkward placement here, not being able to deny these assists to get the 1-dice block I wanted. Can I put the pressure on, though? It had a lot of promise, but those 2 knockouts definitely leaves a massive window in my team. Or at least for them to kind of brute force their way through. And my opponent's likely going to stall us out, so I'm going to have to take some chances now. So let's sidestep in closer, shall we? You do get the guard, but not all your guard is there. I would love just double pushes. No, you're using your head there. You didn't want to pow me and push me into an awkward spot, huh? Alright. Now you're gonna have to blitz with the runner. For if you want to at least not have to do a dodge roll at least. Well, I take that back. And both my Strength 3 skinks are now currently stunned as well, so I'm limited a little bit in my options. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Well, I don't think you get the 2 dice block on Krosa. Yeah, just the 1 dice currently, until you can knock back Gorduhi. And I never did move up Mastekwa, which again, I have to rely on him heavily for this. With the break tackle, yeah, he should have at least gotten up. I just was hoping maybe to move him some at the very end. Maybe open up a window, but yeah, that was bad placement. And you get the POW. Not on my blow at least, so there's always that. Now you're not going to follow up. So Gorduhi does need to get up, I think, or Mastekwa, because I'm not getting any value if he stays down after all. But I do want to kind of get some value here out of these guys too. Krosa can get up. Bonehead has not failed yet, thankfully. But with a bunch of strength, that's tricky to do. So let's free up these Sorai a bit. At least finally, especially with their slower speed, I can kind of get a little bit of momentum forward. And that... Let's see, these... I'm trying to see what has guard. Both of them have guards, so blocking them does not do me a whole lot. And I do have break tackle, so let's try and take advantage of this. No rerolls though. God damn it. Had to roll a 1 there. This is why I need to hang on to those rerolls. It's cost me quite a bit there. Especially with this mismanagement of Mastekwa. I need to rely on him if I'm gonna get things done. Since I can't rely on dodge with all these tackle or break tackles. So you're gonna try and burn out for one more turn. We'll see what happens here. I kind of want them to get the touchdown because at least that way it's 2 chances for my knocked out Sorai to get recovered. As opposed to the 1 chance if I somehow were to deny them the touchdown. So the block, of course, it's a sad result I didn't want. And Kungwa is injured. Missed next game. I can deal with that there. Now. They have 1 turn left. And you are without a doubt going to have to run forward, you would think. And I don't really have the convenience. Don't have much of the convenience here to stop this. Since Mastekwa would have been perfect to be over here with his break tackle if I had used him properly. Just deny inconvenient rolls, so Let's see what happens here, though. Because, yeah, I didn't actually get any injuries from all that. Just a couple of stuns, maybe. Alright, another stun there, so that limits what I can do a bit here. Since now this skink has to make multiple dodges to get out. And you, sadly, cannot make it there. Krosa could, but Krosa would not be able to reach going the long way, would he? Nope, not quite. So I need something to help me in the second half, which this is not it. That sadly was not it. So we're gonna have to see if we can put up for the next half. Which with a wizard can be a bit problematic, so I need to threaten them to use that early. We'll see what they do. Because there's still the possibility of some weird one-turn touchdown if I get really lucky rolls, but with all the tackle, all the break tackle, that's not going to happen. That's not likely to happen anyway. So now let's see how the rolls favor me with the knockouts. Because there's still a chance for me to come back there. 2 of them got up, so that's always a plus. And if I can get any... It doesn't seem worth it to try for a one-turn touchdown, but... We'll see what my opponent does in this regard, huh? Because I do have sidestep to help a tiny bit here. Just a question of what happens. And then you completely change your formation, it looks like. There we go, that's more like it. And stand firm, this will be good practice for... And let's see, they all have tackle, right? I think we already deduced that, so it's not like I could do much here. No weak links. And I should have enough players to at least make an attempt. And with sidestep, that makes it a little bit easier. Kungwa, I don't have Kungwa for the increased chance of a handoff. And with no rerolls, I'm asking a lot of my dice. I'm just trying to remember what my setup was here. This is for the tight formation, though, so... Trying to think on how to best handle this. Because really, any skink doesn't matter. It's just got to be a skink that has to be able to get pushed up effectively. I'm trying to think of how I can do this. I don't have the slightest idea how to do the one-turn touchdown type of play, especially having to do multiple pushes on this dwarf as well, let's keep in mind. I have a few minutes to figure out, but I don't have the slightest idea. Or then, how much move to... Well, it doesn't want to tell me how much my skink needs to move. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need to somehow push up 3 spaces. I honestly don't have the slice clue, but I'm going to have to try and figure this out. Because I'm relegated to this one with stand firm to not be able to do much about him. He can just stay in his place. So is there a way I can push him multiple times? There is a little bit. I just don't know how practical this is. Damn it. I could push here. Sort of. Hmm. I just, again, don't have the slice ID, and this is probably not going to work. With that said as well. So, I can only hope and try to make some progress, or some potential. And I do need a skink to kind of grab it from back too, let's keep that in mind. So, don't know if this is going to work very well or not, because I need enough players to actually block this the best. Or at least be in position to kind of force my skink to keep moving forward. So I get a reroll, that helps a tiny bit. And the ball is conveniently close. Now first off, I need to push the skink here, so... Azteco break tackle would be great for this. No, it actually wouldn't. So I did... Yeah, because if I go here, I need someone there for this. So the only way I can maybe get someone moved there is by knocking you down. Which doesn't happen here, alas. Oh, you weren't the stand firm one, so... I was thinking you had stand firm all this time. So that messes with my expectations a little bit. Now, if I blitz, I need to know where the hell to push you, and where to move Gordahi as well. And I think you stay there. Or no, actually you follow. I think. I don't know if this is a good idea or not. I have no clue what I'm really doing. The idea is to push my skink as far forward as possible, but... So far, that's giving me a second move here. And this is not going to work, is it? Not with the POWs, so I'm going to have to burn my reroll for a push. So I need one more for good measure. Which I don't think I can do very well. So sadly, Crows have boneheads, which makes this awkward to say the least. And I burnt my reroll, so we'll see if this does it or not. Nope. I at least could have done that. I just need one more push, and then I would have to somehow deal with 3 dodges. Which, without doubt, is a tall order, but despite all that, I could have gotten the move I needed, and I got all my sore eye up. Don't know how much that helps me, in all honesty, though. Since we still have a wizard to deal with. And, yeah. A lot of that comes down to poorly utilizing my Stekuet. And of course, Axpatul was completely pinned down by that stand firm dwarf as well, so positioning him against him, thinking I could maybe push him off the pitch, was a terrible idea. So I don't think I need Bone Grinder. I don't think they don't quite have the mobility to get behind me the best. I just need a lot of pushes. Let's see, I start with Mastekuet, Axpatul pushes, and then I have these other ones to push if things don't go the best, and look into the possibility of fouling. I have no replacements. What about my skinks, though? We'll see how this does. I may have done badly on the first half, but goddammit, I'm gonna try for a second one. At least put up a real fight. High kick. So we'll try for Taxel to grab that. My strength 3 should be good, right? Nope. Didn't grab it, sadly. So Axmatul or Mestekwet goes first. Which they do have dodge, alas. And you do have stand firm, which will be awkward, but I would love to pow. Thank you. So stun, sadly, nothing I can truly work with just yet, but a stun is still a stun. No matter how you look at it. And both down. Good thing I decided to go with the one that had block and not try and get greedy. Now, only thing left is to try and knock you down for good measure. Before making my final move. Well, let's see. My final move being picking up the ball, so let's make sure everyone's in position. And where would I rather push you? Left? Well, left or right? I think I want to push you left because the ball is going to go over to the... It's going to be going over towards Crow's, I think. Now, I just gotta figure out how to grab the ball quickly. It's the big thing. You don't have stand firm? I'll live with that. And I forgot I did have a blitz. Which I could still try and knock you down. Do we make it... Does it make it worth our while, though? Not quite. Now, the big problem is having my Sora all tied up. Is the main thing. So I need to be very cautious about that. Actually, I don't think I want you there, but what's their movement looking like? 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's at least force you to do a go for of some kind. Now I'm gonna have to look for a way to get a good touchdown quickly and then somehow get on the offensive if I'm gonna try for a win. Is ultimately what it comes down to. I don't like this tight formation. I could have, well, a foul was a possibility too, which I probably should have done. But I can always do that next turn on the stunned Longbeard. It's one of their most valuable one, and if they don't support it very well, he is very likely to get fouled next turn and maybe stunned. Maybe. And yeah, guard. No. That's the annoyance of guard. It negates my skink, but they didn't want to go for it, to go for it. Is what it looks like. Now I gotta look for opportunities to push through, which normally means I have to wait for a misplay or some good fortune on my part with the knockdowns. It's probably what it's normally going to be because I can't just rely. Let's see, go for it. Alright. Let's see, that's not my blow as well. So that's fine in that regard so far. Would have liked them to fail to go for it, but it's a 1 in 6 chance, so it's not very likely to happen. And I have a lot of mobility, but they can easily cover the left side. Gotta keep that in mind. With all these players in the middle, what I would need to do is I somehow juke them to overcommand on one side, and then circle around the other way because I have superior mobility to them. Hell, my skinks have like double their mobility. with all these being long beaters, they don't have anything that's actually mobile. So if they don't spread out, then I can circle around them really damn well, so long as Tehexel or even any of my skinks, if I'm willing to do a handoff, is in position for it. And I can run there, and yeah, I could potentially just sprint this skink up there. You know that's going to assure a lightning bolt, so I can't do anything too ridiculous unless I'm in position to do a touchdown. Because sure, maybe I get up here out of the reach, they just lightning bolt and I can't do anything about it. I just basically given them the ball. So we gotta be aware of that. And the runner's hanging back for that possibility too. So Axmatil, I would love you to start bashing stuff. And you're going to, I was thinking maybe I should go over on the side, but that's asking for me to eventually get surfed out. Which I don't think I want to do. Look for a possible window, especially with my blow to help me out. And less guard's always better. Sadly, not meant to be here. And these do not have any guard at all. So that's good on my part there, for now. And I would love to foul you. I get at least 2 assists, which would bring it down to 7. That would be about a 42% chance, so gotta make sure I'm ready in case the turn ends as a result of this foul. And I did burn my blitz, so keep that in mind too. I'm just wondering where I can position them. Ideally, I think I want to put them in the middle here in preparation. Because they're likely going to bash Mastekuet, so it's sadly, yeah, they get a bunch of free blocks too, so this is not going to be the best for me, since I didn't really get much momentum, and again, giving them a bunch of free blocks to go with it. Because they can very easily blitz my skink here, which is where I'm very hesitant on fouling right now. I would need 8+, okay. I'm willing to attempt it. Unnecessary risk probably, but didn't really do anything, alas. And I do have one skink here to kind of break out a tackle. Anything else I want to do before then? Yeah, just get my Sorai moving. Try and make it a little bit difficult for them. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. My dodges are going horribly here, it goes without saying. Since even with the break tackle, I only need a 3+ to actually successfully evade, and I'm not getting that, simply put. But the name of the game, of course, is them just tying me up pretty damn well. And they did not want to get base to base to me, so maybe I have that going for me some, since my opponent just needs to stall out after all. They don't want to try and give me free blocks. Well, they are trying to do it now with everything moving forward. And the more they have to infest over here, the better possibly for me. And yeah, sadly you don't have block. Little unfortunate there. Yeah, this runner has break, tackle, and block as well, so not a lot I could do with him, alas. At least trying to minimize the chance of him murdering me. I do have a strength 3 skink, so it's still 1 dice block. Let's see. Duh, push. Gonna push over on the right, maybe. To get yourself an additional block. Nope, not gonna do it. And that should only be a 1 dice block there, since 1 dice block, but they do have block to make it easier for him to knock this sore eye down. All the knockouts, damn it. Not going well for me. Simply put. And again, I gotta remember I have break tackle. Mastekwa can be a star player in this point if I utilize him properly. Especially if I hang on to a reroll. That's a 1 in 36 chance that he fails to dodge with it. So let's see. You get a bunch of 2 dice at least, but do I actually want to do that or not? Because you are a very flat line of dwarves. So I would love to try and take advantage of that somehow. Especially with 2 dice block here. It's a skink though, so... no stun, that would have been amazing. I see a window. I'm not going to have a very strong window. Or a very strong line, I guess. Because what, Mastekwa goes up, Axmatil goes up, and 2 skinks. So I'm not going to have a full cage is the problem. If I do this maneuver. Actually, is that really true? Yes it is, because I would need to blitz. I would need to blitz to move Mastekwa after a block. And I get a POW here, at least, so that's good for me. If I follow, that does not help me, though. Nom nom. Just a stun, sadly. Now, how far can they go? Actually, I almost don't want to do that. Almost. Because if I bash with you and then blitz with Axmatil, maybe they can get up there. I go the same distance. That's a bit of the problem there. They would have to make a lot of dodges, and they have a lightning bolt. I was thinking maybe I can blitz this guy instead, but I think this is safer. It gives me the POW at least, which is damn good. So we'll see how this plays out for me. I have a window to get through at least, but can I follow it up properly? Because this is still a go for it, and I don't like it one bit, but I have strength 3 still. Not the smartest idea, maybe. Because they could still blitz my Mastekwa after all. I don't know how I feel about this in all seriousness. But a fireball is likely to hit, or a lightning bolt is more than likely going to happen here. You would think. So they got a 6. They got the result they want, but I did burn the lightning bolt, and I do have a skink to at least pick it up after the fact. It's just a matter of can I follow up. Because the ball is still secured vaguely. They would have to... These these long beards are in a bad spot. It goes without saying. And you can't move, and I don't think you would have to go for it, actually. 1, 2, actually, you can, once this gets up, he can move. He can just go straight through. It's not a terrible spot, but I am separated. But if these Sorai do what's needed, especially Krosa, they can't really get any reinforcements. And right now they only have 3 dwarfs to kind of deal with me. One of which I can, yeah, I'm base to base with for an easy push or block. And I have 3 rerolls still. And Mastekwet, I gotta remember, Break Tackle can be a star if utilized properly. I just hope I don't get too many injuries from this, since so far they've been doing wonders on the injuries, or at least the ones that are really impactful with the knockouts. And the Lightning Bolt, yeah, the Lightning Bolt did injure one of my 2 skinks that are knocked out. Alright, so far, let's see, Runner, you're probably gonna dodge, you would think. Sadly, they got the POW. We're just gonna try for a stun, try for a knockout, I think is what it was. The intention, at least. And Mastekwet has a surprise for you. I have Break Tackle and I have rerolls available for it. Ideally, I would not like to reroll, but that is a little inconvenient, but I can still push them out. I just gotta be mindful of this damn guard. Since realistically I'm only gonna get a 1 dice block. And I gotta remember, I do have Break Tackle. Let us not forget about that. And I would like to save these bashes for last in all seriousness, because I want to have as many people, I want Krosa to type as many people as possible here. So let's see. Break Tackle's failing me here. My dodges are going abysmal. Wow. I just snake-eyed the Break Tackle. And that was why I maneuvered like I did there too. So that makes the life a lot easier for them trying to get this, but damn did that ruin that momentum in a hurry. I guess Mastekwet is not going to be our star player for this game, because I need him now more than ever. That would have given me the 1 dice block, even if I were to just not bash with him. And to be honest, I never did blitz either, to be fair. So that was a minor oversight. Now, what's the plan here? Ideally, just tie up these guard dwarves. But there's only 2 of the 4 down here, which doesn't help me a whole lot. Oh, then apparently my stream went down briefly for some reason. Or at least that's what it looks like. Come on, stream. Work. Work. Nope, that was not what I want. But that was the sidestep maneuver, wasn't it? Nope, what's going on? What bad things are happening? Well, they're getting all the POWs, that's what's going on. So that was annoying. I don't know what happened there on Twitch's end. But we're running now. We're live. We're working. And what is it? Just a... Just a push there, I guess I'm okay with that. I guess I'm okay with it. Now, what can I do? Not a whole lot, sadly. They get 2 assists there, so that's a 1 dice block for Krosa at this point. Now I gotta try deny them another touchdown somehow. Which I doubt is gonna happen. Since they have plenty of players here to try and beat me through the attrition game. Even if I were to get Krosa over there, they easily get the blocks they want. Now, Mestekwet, you're failing me, buddy. What can we do about this? Not really a whole lot now. Oh, and I completely forgot about this one skink, didn't I? I want to move with Mestekwet, but that was not an impressive performance to try and do that again. But if I can get the ball, I can at least try for a touchdown of sorts. But now we're forced to take a little bit more risks. And the safest play, of course, would be using break tackle, but you're in no position to actually be useful here. So the only thing I can think of is the blitz, maybe, and then... Although they can very easily get a 2 dice block on Krosa. Let's not kid ourselves, but he's also the best qualified to try and deal with this. Mestekwet, let's see if you actually dodge properly. There you go. That's what we want to see. A little late now, sadly, for that maneuver. And sadly, that's not going to do it. Dice are not going my way here. Even from the very offset. Losing 2 Sora really weakened my front line and my ability to kind of cover all my angles. Which is a bit of a big problem there. But failing that break tackle roll, there still was a chance for me to grab the ball, because I had 2 free blocks on the dwarves that were next to it, at least denying me a effective pickup. But it wasn't meant to be. Now I can only try desperately to deny them another touchdown. Somehow. And more of the story, I'm probably going to fail this dodge on the skink even if I were to try run around. Let's see, you have break tackle, you have mighty blow. And both down, so... Let's see what happens here. So you're still up. There's still possibility of a block on the dwarf here. Still that possibility, but with they easily can get a cage here. Let's not kid ourselves. Since having Krosa get knocked down there was a big disservice in this case. Although that's technically not true. They would have just had to bring 1 dwarf in there for a 2 dice block. I did like the attempt to break through there. It's just the damn wizard ruined it. That had a very real chance of being a touchdown outside the lightning bolt. Since the reason I placed the skink where it was is right next to, well, maybe I could have gone up more. That would have been risky with the tackle though. But at least it would have forced a 1 dice block, or actually 2 red dice maybe, if they didn't go the long way around. Which the runner still would have had the movement for, let's not kid ourselves. 6 movement. How much movement would that be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe? Yeah, probably could have done that without a go for it, so maybe I was overthinking a bit. Now, Mastekowet and company. I have strength 3 here, but... And you do not have guard. Although that has to be a go for it. Is a bit of a problem. Cross, let's see, do you get up? Yes, you do. And I do have Mighty Blow and 2 dice blocks, so let's at least open ourselves up for a possible window. By at least dealing with some of these dwarves up here. Nope, no stun or knockdown or anything of the sort. So I'm only gonna get a 1 dice block here. Is what it ultimately comes down to. Is it? No, I need to go here if I want to deny that assist. So, probably not going to work to my liking, but I have to make the effort. I don't have much of a choice now, don't I? When the safe play backfires and fails on me, I don't have much alternative. Finally, the dodge succeeds. Sign of things to come? No, I have to burn the reroll. Try as I might there. It was not meant to be, right off the get from the offset. At least my one turn touchdown attempt I like to think would have been successful, outside the absurd amount of the blocks and rolls I would have to make. Since I could have definitely got that one additional push I needed to at least get within reach of a touchdown. So let's see, do these skinks stay standing though? It's a tall order with all these tackles and both downs. No, not the skink. Although, I kind of am relegated to using them to push forward after all. And you have tackles, well, not a lot I can do there. Now, Mastekowet, you will be able to catch up somewhat, but can you get to where I need you, though? Because I need to start considering having these skinks at the ready for a handoff and run play, if it's even the slightest bit possible to get the ball. Since trying to deny a touchdown is not going to help me. Come on, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Can you make a decision? You're not gonna make a decision. And apparently there's still 2 minutes for some reason. Did they extend the timer on this again? Because I'm pretty certain last season, or the last league, it was 2 minutes. Now they boosted up to like 3 or 4 maybe? I honestly don't know. So Crosa, let's see what we can do with you here. That does not have stand firm, I'm okay with that. Because I'm planning on using break tackle, or at least attempting to. And again, knockout. Well, a little late for knockouts now, I suppose, but it's there nonetheless. Now, I can easily evade and run off, but... And that will be a go for it. Actually... Yeah, I could still zigzag. It's a 1 in 6 chance. Let's keep that in mind. riskier than my skink's normal dodging potential. Let's see, do we get the 1 and 6? Yes, we do. At least this gets me on the ball carrier, but we failed to go for it. We failed to go for it. God damn. These are risky plays, but I kind of am forced to this predicament thanks to the break tackle fail me when I need it most. So I don't have little choice, or don't have much choice in this matter. But it's a good way to really put break tackle to the limits, I suppose. I just wish I hadn't squandered Mastekowic's use in the first half. There was a real possibility he could have got in and caused some real problems for our opponent with the break tackle play. But as it stands now, it's just not possible for me. The undefeated streak is over, and it was all due mostly to dice rolls, especially on turn 1 with the 2 knockouts immediately. To be fair, they did have Mighty Blow, but that was still, was it a 30-ish% chance to just even knock out my, or at least break my armor, let alone gain a knockout. So it was a rough start for me. I'm just thankful I didn't decide to put Mastekowic and Expatul in the front there, thinking maybe that would help me mitigate a lot of the damage. But at the end of the day, that wizard screwed me over immensely. And that honestly probably could have been alleviated just not having these two skinks with plus strengths. That's 100,000. Yeah, that's 100,000 points, or 100 points anyway, that was kind of inflated and allowed them to afford that. And they got an additional reroll, which they haven't even needed, so maybe that's not a big issue that I'm making it sound. Not as big of an issue as I make it sound, maybe. Because I'm still pretty happy with how things played out, especially on my attack. That would have been a really fast touchdown because of how fragile that line was, but sadly, the additional points that they had access to made that easy to punish, I suppose. Maybe I should just try and play a little bit slower. I don't know how that would have helped me in all honesty, though. Because I need to go for some kind of quick touchdown. Even then, I still had an extra skink there. I had 2 Sorai to kind of protect it. So I'm just wondering how I could have done that better in all seriousness, outside of maybe just take the wizard much more seriously, in which case just try not to do such bold plays. It's the only thing I can really think of. Yep, there goes to go for it. Fail. No! Oh well, I have an apothecary worst case. No long-term effects. We're good. That's a shame. I did squander the use of both my level 3 Sorai though. One was tied up by the stand firm dwarf all this time. And of course Mastekowic. I could have had him more for positioning, playing the positioning game, rather than trying to bash maybe. Hard to say. But the Ancient Predators have their first loss. The undefeated streak is over, sadly. And, well, I get poor amount of winnings as a result, but what do I get for fan factor? I lose a fan factor. Finally, my points aren't getting inflated as much. And Kungwa did get a level up. He is out for the next match, but that is not a big issue. Again, I'm just wondering how I could have seriously played that better. Since should I have played more slower? Try for a tie as opposed to gain early touchdown and go for a win, maybe? I don't know, in all seriousness. Either way, let's see if Kungwa does not get a double. Like I said, I'm seriously considering maybe retiring him. Because he's just inflating my points further, and we kind of seen the big downside of that. Since again, did these two skinks with strengths do me a lot of good? I don't know if they did, but failing all those dodge rolls did not help matters a lot. Oh well, thank you everyone for watching. History is being made, I suppose, but we still got our work cut out for us still. We're gonna come back with a vengeance, don't you worry about it.